Shalom Israel, this is Bishop Nathaniel. The Israelites have been scattered across the four corners of the earth, as prophesied in Deuteronomy the 20th chapter. Here in Israel United in Christ, we need your help to recover the remnant of our people, teach them the gospel. Please help us, support us, and join or donate to the Booster Club today. Shalom. Now, give me Leviticus 25. I'm going to just digress just for a second. I'm going to talk about Africa just for a second. I know you brothers don't want to hear this. I got to go over it again because brothers be arguing about Africa. What was Israel called before it was called Israel, brothers? What land is that? That's the land of Ham. The land of Ham. Not the land of Ishmael. Put a map up of Africa. Let me see something real quick. Just put a map up. Just curious. Map of Africa. Okay, that's fine. That first one right there be fine. Okay. Read the scripture.
Verse 49.
38. I apologize. 38. 25, 38. I apologize.
Verse 38. I am the Lord your God, which brought you forth out of the land of Egypt.
So we came out of Egypt. I want you to look at that map. Where Egypt is what? Where you see the Nile River, that blue on the left, my left, Egypt is there. Go ahead.
To give you the land of Canaan.
To give us the land of Canaan. That's another part of the land of Ham, which is Africa. Now give me Deuteronomy chapter 11. What verse you starting at?
Verse 24.
Go ahead.
Every place whereon the soles of your feet shall tread shall be yours, from the wilderness and...
Now you see what it says from the wilderness. Now you see the river, you see the Nile River on my left. Then you got that little triangle section right there. Y'all see that triangle section? That's the wilderness right there, that triangle section. What they do, they start Israel right after that triangular section. But our borders started from the wilderness right there. Go ahead.
From the wilderness and Lebanon.
And go up to Lebanon. Where's Lebanon? You got to zoom in a little more. Right, you see Lebanon right under Beirut. Y'all see that? Go ahead. So from the wilderness to Lebanon, go ahead.
From the river Euphrates.
Now the river Euphrates is that dark blue. Now it means it extends all the way up. You see up? It will go, Israel will go up. You see where it says Aleppo over there? It will go up to that. Y'all see Aleppo? It will go up, right up there towards the Euphrates, right up there. So Israel in the Bible is larger than you see Israel on the map. On the map is very teeny weeny. That's Esau's Israel, that little section there. But in the scriptures, it gives you the borders. Go ahead.
The river Euphrates, even unto the uttermost sea shall your coast be.
The uttermost sea is the Mediterranean Sea, the big patch of water right there, that big blue. So it's letting you know from the wilderness all the way up towards Lebanon, even further up towards the Euphrates River. So the Bible's giving you a different map than what we're seeing in the world today on the land of Israel. So now from there, give me Psalms 106. So now we're entering the land of Canaan. Now I know the sisters are taking a sigh of relief, but I ain't forgot about you. I'm getting right back to that side of the room in a moment, but I just want to talk about Africa for a second. It's going to tie in. It's going to tie back to that side of the room. Now, give me Psalms 106, verse 32 to 38. Watch
Psalms
this.
106, verse 32. They angered him also at the waters of strife, so that it went ill with Moses because they provoked his spirit, so that he spake unadvisedly with his lips.
Moses got in an argument with Israel. Israel pissed him off. Go ahead.
They did not destroy the nations.
This is the part I want. They did not destroy the nations. Go ahead.
Concerning whom the Lord commanded them, but were mingled among the heathen.
We were supposed to enter the land of Canaan and destroy the Jebusites, the Canaanites, the Hittites. We did not destroy all of them. We left some of them there, and it says we did what? But we're what?
Mingled among the heathen.
We were mingled among the heathen. Go ahead.
And learned their works.
And learned their works. That's what happened when we were in the land of Canaan. Now watch this. Give me Luke 21:20. You know, I wanted you to keep reading. Didn't I ask you to go down to 38? Come on, Cap. Stay with me.
Verse 35.
I feel heat. I feel like they got a heater on burning up here. Go ahead.
But were mingled among the heathen and learned their works.
Come on.
And they served their idols.
And when we were in the land of Canaan, which became Israel, what did we do?
And they served their idols.
We served their idols,
which were a snare unto
which
them.
was a snare unto us. Go ahead.
Yea, they sacrificed their sons and their daughters unto devils, and shed innocent blood.
And shed innocent blood. Now, when we were in Liberia, we had an interview with General Butt Naked. I was curious why they called him Butt Naked. He said he never wore clothes. Only thing he wore was sneakers. And this dude was a warlord in Liberia. He told us he had to get power from Satan. He had to do a lot of sacrificing of children. He said during the Civil War, which was in the 80s to up
To 2003.
to 2003.
89 to 2000.
He gave us one instance where he took a little girl in the water. She was 8, and he broke her neck. That's how he lived. He said he killed many children like that because he wanted power from Satan. He wanted to be bulletproof. So now we hear this stuff and we go, oh, he's the devil. But what are we reading that we did there? Read that again.
Verse 38. Verse 37. Yea, they sacrificed their sons and their daughters unto devils, and shed innocent blood, even the blood of their sons and of their daughters.
God is telling us the sins that we committed as well. Read on.
Whom they sacrificed unto the idols of Canaan, and the land was polluted with blood.
That's verse 38 yet?
That's verse 38.
From there, give me Luke 21 and 20. Now, I'm going over this for a reason. God, brothers, we be arguing about Africa. I know. Africa, damn Africans. Go ahead.
Luke 21, verse 20. And when ye shall see Jerusalem compassed with armies, then know that the desolation thereof is nigh. Then let them which are in Judea flee to the mountains.
The mountains is making a reference to us deeper into Africa. Run for your lives. That's what Christ is saying. Now, he's telling us to run to the mountains of Africa, meaning leave the land of Canaan, go down towards the land of, you got, what's at the top? You got Foot, if I'm not mistaken, P-U-T, P-H-U-T. We had to run through the land of Mizraim, which was Egypt. Then you got Put, which is the North African area. Canaan was a little further down. And then who else was there? You had Cush, which was Ethiopia with the Horn of Africa. That's Somalia, Ethiopia. We ran through there. Now, watch this. Give me Revelation 12:14. John the Revelator talks about the same thing that Christ just said.
This is the book of Revelation, chapter 12 and verse 14. And to the woman
To Israel.
were given 2 wings of a great eagle.
Right, the 2 wings that we were given was a great escape because Rome, that's what the eagle represents. Rome was on our heels. Rome was coming to kill us. Go ahead.
That she might fly into the wilderness.
The wilderness is the deeper recesses of Africa. That's what the wilderness is talking about. We're running for our lives. Okay, go ahead.
Into her place.
From there, we was taken into captivity in America, UK, so forth and so on. Go ahead.
Where she is nourished for a time and times and half a time from the face of the serpent.
Yes, the serpent, which is Esau, is nourishing us with his welfare, his food stamps, so forth and so on. So when we left listen good to what I'm about to say, when we left our homeland of Israel, which was previously called the land of Canaan, we fled into the deeper coast of Africa, and we remained there for over 1,000 years. Over 1,000 years. From there, give me Zephaniah 3. Type up, I sent you something called River. It was on GroupMe. I put something called River Map or something like that. That's what I want right there. Now, read Zephaniah 3 and 10.
This is the book of Zephaniah, chapter 3 and verse 10. From beyond the rivers of Ethiopia, my suppliants, even the daughter of my dispersed.
So we've gone over this before. The Blue Nile, which is located in the heart of Ethiopia, in, what's it called? Addis Ababa. The Blue Nile goes from Ethiopia. It connects with the Nile, which extends from Egypt. Now look here. The Nile River begins just south of the equator, flows northward through. This is what the daughter of my dispersed, Egypt, this is where the Israelites are located around. Egypt, Sudan, Uganda, Ethiopia, Zaire, the Sahara Desert, Kenya, Tanzania, Eritrea, Burundi, and Rwanda, and ends at the Mediterranean Sea after flowing through the Nile River Delta. Now let's read the scripture again. So God is giving us a blueprint, a map of where a remnant of Israelites are located. Read.
From beyond the rivers of Ethiopia, my suppliants, even the daughter of my dispersed, shall bring mine offering.
Come on.
In that day shalt thou not be ashamed for all thy doings, wherein thou hast transgressed against me. For then I will take away out of the midst of thee them that rejoice in thy pride, and thou shalt no more be haughty because of my holy mountain. I will also leave in the midst of thee an afflicted and poor people.
And our people are all in those locations are poor and afflicted. Go ahead.
And they shall trust in the name of the Lord.
I mean, they're going to trust in the word of God. Go ahead.
The remnant of Israel.
Now it's telling you clear. In case you didn't understand, the daughter of my dispersed is telling you they are the remnant of Israel. Read.
The remnant of Israel shall not do iniquity, nor speak lies, neither shall a deceitful tongue be found in their mouth. For they shall feed and lie down.
This is
and
going
none
into the kingdom right here. For they shall what?
shall feed and lie down, and none shall make them afraid.
So the Lord is telling us where the remnant of Israel is located. So for us to read it and then reject it, there's something wrong with us. Okay, from there. Give me Zechariah 8. We read this before too. Zechariah 8, verse 7 and 8. We read this before.
You know what's heavy about what you just pulled out there, Bishop? Is that eventually, that means that we're going to eventually have a sanctuary over there so that they can do exactly what it just said in that verse.
Exactly.
Zechariah chapter 8 and verse 7. Thus saith the Lord of hosts, behold, I will save my people.
My people, the Israelites.
From the east country.
The east country is talking about Africa. Go ahead.
And from the west country.
The west country is talking about America. That's what it's talking about. Go ahead.
And I will bring them, and they shall dwell in the midst of Jerusalem, and they shall be my people, and I will be their God in truth and in righteousness.
So now, from there, give me the next article, South Africa article called History of Slavery. Yep. It's right above the Nile River part. Yeah, that's it right there. That is it. Zoom in on that thing. History of slavery and early colonization in South Africa. Wow. Okay, let's go down. Go down.
A slave auction, and it says, with colonialism, which began in South Africa in 1652.
Because many times when we think about slavery, the curse of Deuteronomy 28, we never talk about South Africa. We'll talk about Ghana before we talk about South Africa. We'll talk about the West Coast before we talk about South Africa. And remember, one of the most famous slaves, who knows the most famous slave that came from South Africa? It was a woman, Sarah Bartman. Exactly. Read.
With colonialism, which began in South Africa in 1652, came the slavery and forced labor model. This was the original model of colonialism brought by the Dutch in 1652 and subsequently exported from the Western Cape to the Afrikaner republics of the Orange Free State and the Zoid Afrikaans Republic. Many South Africans are the descendants of slaves brought to the Cape Colony from 1653 until 1822.
Can you read that sentence again?
Many South Africans are the descendants of slaves brought to the Cape Colony from 1653 until 1822.
So when we read Deuteronomy 28, that includes that. That includes that. This should make you go, wow. Okay, now, right, that's recent. So now, y'all can read the whole article on your own. Now what I want to do, I want to go to the video where it says whites must be happy. Don't worry, sisters, I didn't forget about you. Whites must be happy. Yes. This is Julius, what's his name? Malema. He is a political activist. He's one of the spokesmen on getting the land of South Africa taken away from the white people, from Esau. Let's give him a hand for that thing. Yeah! See, some of them ain't clapping over there. I don't know about that. Play the video. Play the video.
Na re rapele makgowa. We don't back whites. We don't care about their feelings.
Wait, stop. Wait, go back. I want to see the words. See, who yelled out Wakanda? He said, go ahead. I want to see the words. Hit play. We don't back whites. We don't care about their feelings. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. Come on.
Whites, we don't care about their feelings. They've made us suffer for a very long time. Yes. It's our turn now. They must be happy. We're not beating them up. They must be happy. We're not calling for genocide. We're exercising our political freedom. And we're hating them the most. How can I go Twitter no? Baketijedi feelings Makua after expropriation of land without compensation. We are exercising political power. It is more hurtful. It is more painful than a gun. It is more painful than a spear. We hurt you and take from you without a drop of blood. That's the power of democracy. That's who we are. We don't subscribe to violence. We don't subscribe to brutality. We subscribe to the exercising of our political freedom, and we stretch it to the limit. When people say it can't work, we demonstrate to them that it can work. We are now getting land in our lifetime. Yo, our children are going to worship us forever. Well, this was a powerful generation that brought the land back to the people, back to the rightful owners, without genocide, without a drop of blood.
Well, all righty. So, white man is saying, well, Bob, what are we going to do about this? They're taking the land from us. Let's go to the next video. Let's see who their spokesman is. Go to Woman Tells Malema. Let's see who they raise. Yeah, this is the video. Blow it up big. Let's see who attacks him.
Righteous Atuwak Tama Tramske. It means, in my ancestral language, our struggle continues. Mr. Malema, you have no authority to talk about land ownership. The Khoisan is the only authentic voice that can talk about land. We were the first freedom fighters fighting the colonials when they came here 360 years ago. We were the first people of this nation. We were the first people of Southern Africa. And today we still face oppression. This country's history did not start in 1910 when the ANC was established, nor did it start in 1994 when you went to a democratic dispensation. We lived here, and you, your ancestors, and the white ancestors found us here. So we can only talk about land ownership as you found us here. The indigenous people of South Africa and Southern Africa needs to be restored. That was taken from them by the invaders. I thank you.
I'm not sure there was a question there. Is there was a statement? Would you like to answer?
Well, I think that you are extremely missing a point. Me and you are Africans. And this land you are referring to and the whole of Africa was one thing until the colonialists came to divide us. So you must never see yourself as being something different from what I am. Otherwise, you are inviting self-isolation. We, the black African majority and the Khoisan, were one thing. And we are the only ones who can speak with authority about the Africa, the continent of African majority. So don't take away, I'm not from Europe. My ancestors are not from Europe. This Africa belongs to Africans, and that's what the Khoisan are. Don't isolate yourself, my sister. This solidarity will help us to defeat colonialist and apartheid legacy.
Now, when I saw this, I said, in a room, you saw who the room was filled with, Esau. They don't have to say a word. They just look to that side of the room and talk. Then they stand up and attack. He's saying, don't separate yourself. Okay, we need solidarity. How come in our sisters' minds, they don't understand solidarity with their man? They don't understand that. Now, maybe she is a Hamite, but that's not the point. The point is solidarity, get Esau out. Come together. We can deal with the other stuff later on. These devils got to go.
He's the problem.
Exactly.
This is the cockroach that has to get out of here.
And
we
the
made
woman
point
does
to
not
that.
understand
She don't
that.
understand that. Don't want to understand.
Totally confused.
The Khoisan were the original inhabitants of South Africa, which I believe was Canaan. Israel, the Bantus came later on and took over.
Right.
And then that's where Sarah Bartman came from. The Bantus came in around 700s and took over and became the majority. Like we did in North Africa, we became the majority in South Africa also, and that's when Esau came along and sold us out of there. So the majority of people in South Africa, in that area, the Khoisan, they're pretty much gone, or a remnant of them. So she's either one of them or one of us that thinks she's one of them, but she's still confused.
Right.
One or the other.
The point is, she's an idiot.
Right.
She's an idiot. That's my point. She's a freaking ostrich. You're in a room of enemies, and you're going to attack the only black man speaking on your behalf.
That's what you got to look at.
That's
All
a
the Edomites
freaking idiot
sitting in
right there.
Comfortable. They should not have been comfortable in that room at all. Like I said before, anywhere these Edomites are in Africa, period, they're supposed to be in jail. The fact that they're sitting in there comfortable, you know something is wrong.
That's right. Give me 1 Timothy 2:14. So our sisters. We love y'all. Y'all got a lot of work. What's that sister that I like that fled to Cuba? What's her name? Asada Shakur. She made a statement. Can you type in Asada Shakur quotes? I had to buy her book. Asada Shakur. You know how to spell her name? A-S-double-A, I think it is. T-A, Asada. The C is right there. A-double-S, quotes. Go down. Should say quotes. Go down. Click that. More. It says more items. Let me see. Okay. Now, you see that second quote, Captain Isaac? This is the quote I was talking about with the last time I was here at the class. Because women ask, why don't the white man teach us that we ruled all of Europe? Look what she says. Look, this is the difference between a revolutionary woman and an ostrich. An ostrich says, why doesn't the white man teach us our great history? Look what Asada Shakur says.
No one is going to.
Can you read loud?
No one is going.
Stop. No one is going to give you the education you need to overthrow them. Do you sisters understand that? No one is going to give you the education you need to overthrow them. Nobody is going to teach you your true history. Teach you your true heroes if they know that knowledge will help set you free. Now, that's a revolutionary woman. An ostrich goes, why don't they teach us our true history? How come they don't tell us we rode Europe? How come they don't tell us we're the Israelites? Oh, shut up! This is the type of woman y'all want. This is the type right there. Some of y'all, you're selling for an ostrich, some of you brothers. You don't get a revolutionary woman. That's when y'all go to camp, you go traveling, she got a problem. Why you got to go to camp all the time? She's sending you messages when you're coming home. What are you doing? That is not a pillar of rest. That's an ostrich who's hindering you. That's a ball and chain. That's a pillar of pest. Thank you. You out doing the work. You're surrounded by people. Surround me. When you watch y'all see the videos, and she's texting you, bills gotta be paid. Why are you out there? How long? When are you coming back? Come on. Stop.
That means she's 100% clueless as to what you're doing.
Exactly.
You could be killed overseas.
Yeah.
You ain't thinking about. You should be sending up prayers that we make it back safely.
Yeah, I mean, but the things that's in the mind is, you know what I mean, like Bishop said, we were in Sickle where we could get stabbed, anything could happen. Her attention was not, I pray the Lord that your guy's safe. Their attention is, are you gonna pay the white man bill when you come back?
Exactly.
That's her whole fighting for the white man.
Exactly. Come up. Come up. I want the one about a woman. She wrote something about a woman. Right there. You see that line right there? It says, a revolutionary woman can't have no reactionary man. Now, that's a heavy statement right there. You know what a reactionary man is? He don't take the proactive stance to do anything. He sits back till he gets hit upside the head with a watermelon. That's the type of man you got. So she's taught, the women she rolled with was revolutionary minded, women sisters that were about the help me out with some good words, the freedom of our people, deliverance of our people. And she was saying to the women, don't marry a reactionary man. Some of you sisters, you get hooked up with a reactionary man. She go, oh, he looks good. I want to get with him. But then when you get with him, this has happened in Florida. Sister goes, she complaining to me and Bishop Kenai. Still, but Bishop Kenai, I'm just listening. I thought he was about this work. He got friends in the border blue. He don't even want to go to camp. He don't even pick up the Bible. He just sit there. Then the husband's there. He goes, well, I got the brain of a flea. I'm sorry. I'm just not. That's his literal words. I have the brain of a flea. I don't care about going to camp, teaching my people. I don't have the interest. But he looked the Israelite part, and he give you the hearty, Yehovah Shem Yahweh Shalom. And all that fooled this woman over here. Fooled him. Now she all depressed because he don't want to do nothing about raising his people up. She's like, this dude just sit around the house all day, get on my way, complain. So Asada Shakur was that woman's mind. She was on another level. That's the Judith sister in the Bible mind. That's the Sarah. That was the Esther. That was the Second Maccabee 7 sister. That was the Huldah sister. That was the Phoebe sister mindset. Some of you brothers get hooked up with that ball and chain woman. She only says she's Israel so she can be with you. That's it. She love you. She love the D.
You know, Bishop, you're in the field of war. You imagine that you fighting, the gun is in your head. You heard your phone when you pick up. The kids is thinking about you. It's not the right time.
Exactly.
To come in. The
Not the
kids
right time.
do this. The kids. No, I'm in war. Can I finish fight for my people first?
Exactly.
Then I think about their kids later.
There
Plain
you
and
go.
simple, man.
Shalom. This is Bishop Nathaniel of Israel United in Christ. Please subscribe to our YouTube channels. Stay up to date with our latest events, music, and classroom lessons. IUIC plans to continue visiting different countries where this gospel has not been preached before. IUIC needs your help in pushing this truth. So join us. Subscribe to our Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and podcasts, and stay up to date with us. For more information, please visit www.israelunite.org.